Well, I finally got the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, Partypooper, and it's a flawless masterpiece. Just kidding, it's garbage. Now, most people seem to agree that the quality of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series has gone down over the years.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
And I have to agree with that being true, although I do think some of the modern books are still kind of underrated. But when this new book, Partypooper, was announced, it seemed kind of promising. It was going to be extra special since it's the landmark 20th book in the series, and it's also about Greg's birthday, so does that mean he's finally aging and not going to be in middle school forever? Now, like every Wimpy Kid book, I have to wait an entire year for it to come out, plus an extra week just so I can get my special paperback copy, because Scholastic is basically the only place you can get them from. Everywhere else it's hardcover. And yes, hardcover is objectively better, but my entire collection is paperback, so I can't just give up at this point. I have to keep pushing through. Not that I'm bitter about it or anything like that. So what was Jeff Kinney cooking up this time with the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid Partypooper book? To give you a quick plot summary, no one in Greg's family mentions his birthday despite it coming up very soon. It's almost like everyone forgot. But on his birthday, there's a pie contest at their church, and he realizes it's probably actually just a surprise birthday party for him. But then he figures out it is in fact a pie contest and his whole family actually did forget his birthday. Too bad for you, Greg. I guess you can cry about it now. His parents do feel bad about forgetting his birthday though, especially his mom, because the whole story of them forgetting his birthday has become an urban myth about a mom forgetting her son's birthday, and she does not want the locals to realize it was in fact her. So to fix everything, they plan this massive, elaborate party. And long story short, everything that can go wrong does go wrong, and everything that cannot possibly go wrong also goes wrong.
There is nothing good about this at all.
Remember when these books were grounded? Yeah, those days are long gone. And that's literally the whole story. Every Wimpy Kid book has to be exactly 217 pages, so they're all equal length, but not equal substance. This book right here is like 15% plot and 85% just Greg going on rants about random stuff. That's been a problem with a few books recently, but it was never as bad as this. The worst one up to this point was No Brainer, where the stuff about Greg and Riley switching schools didn't happen until like the last 20 pages. But I would say the plot in that book actually moves forward a lot better than in this one. It just cranks everything up to 11.
Disappointed!
The only other complex thing added to the plot is that Greg wants this super rare micro creatures trading card, which is why he's so eager to have the party, because he wants people to give him micro creature trading cards as gifts, hoping he'll get the rare one. But on the invitations, his mom does not mention micro creatures, so Greg decides he's going to scam these people at his party for money so he can pay to get micro creatures cards. And you know immediately, like, there's no chance Greg would actually get the rare one. Otherwise, it's just unrealistic. But how else do you end it satisfyingly without him getting it? Yeah, his aunt from Hawaii gets him a card that turns out to be the rare one, which stresses Greg out because he doesn't know what to do with it. But then he's going to cash it in, but it turns out they printed a bunch more because of high demand, and Manny also drew on it, and so everything just has to go as terribly as possible, and there's no point. It's not even like I mind stuff being a little unrealistic at times, but not when it's the entire story. Also, for being the landmark 20th book, it's not really that much of a landmark book. It doesn't do too much celebrating the past of Wimpy Kid books. There are some brief cameos of friends and family members we haven't seen in a while, but that's pretty much it. They don't affect the plot at all. As a matter of fact, even Riley and Greg's immediate family hardly affect the plot. They're just there because it's a requirement. Jeff Kinney's checking off the box.
That also speaks to your commitment to your fans as well.
Thank you very much.
And it makes you wonder, why are so many new characters introduced and other NPCs just to be at Greg's party? Why not have the family and friends that we've known and loved before? It's not even that I'm against new characters, but they shouldn't be outnumbering the old characters. Like at the party, there's this insurance guy, Heath Healthybody, and these card hunters that are looking for that rare card. Not to mention a group of moms that figure out it was Greg's mom who forgot his birthday, and then they want to give him presents and stuff, which I kind of saw that coming. And at the end of the day, if they just went with one of these groups of people, I would have been fine with it. Kind of like how Metallic Chihuahua showed up at the end of Diaper Overload, and that was pretty crazy. But here, if you add so many random characters, none of them feel fully developed, and so it's not even as satisfying. Now, with all my criticisms, though, there are still some things in this book I liked and I'm encouraged by. Yes, it's a book that you read and easily notice what can be improved. There's a lot of filler, a lot of unrealistic stuff, but there is some relatable stuff brought back. Like the whole Micro Creatures cards was obviously a parody of Pokemon cards.
Bruh.
And I feel like most people from Gen Z could relate to those when people were trading them at school and had the binders. And there's even a Micro Creature Seeker app that's obviously a parody of Pokemon Go. I think most people can also relate to when Greg answers questions to family members on his birthday like, hey, how's life? How's school going? That happened to everyone, and it's just the same reaction each time. Yeah, school's fine, it's whatever. And even though there are a lot of hypothetical scenarios that Greg keeps ranting about for way too long, he does have a fun mind to explore. The way he thinks about stuff is funny. And I mean, at the end of the day, this book did make me laugh, so it did its job. I mean, what the heck? It's a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book. They're always going to be top tier. I love the art style. I love the way they're structured. It's just probably the weakest Diary of a Wimpy Kid book we've ever had, in my opinion. Although it does get an A+ on the pop culture references, we have a really good Avengers illustration with Spider-Man and Wolverine as well, and an awesome Lord of the Rings reference, just to name a couple. But now for the question you've all been waiting for, probably the reason you clicked on this video. This is in fact the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book to have the word poop in the title, which is hilarious. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So the question is, does Greg poop in this book? According to a survey I sent out, most of you thought he would, but the truth is he does not poop in this book, unfortunately. And you would think since the book is called Partypooper, it would happen. But no, Jeff Kinney had to disappoint us. Greg is never seen sitting on a toilet, only this random old person. And it is confirmed that Mr. Lawrence went doo-doo off screen because he comes back to Greg to complain about a rash that he got from the toilet paper Greg sprayed Roderick's cologne on. What, you wanted context? Read the book for yourself.
It all happens at your Scholastic Book Fair, a place where you'll find the books you want to read.
The older I get, though, the more I do realize how cursed Diary of a Wimpy Kid books are out of context. Like, my favorite illustration in this book is Greg floating away on these helium balloons and his parents are just freaking out while Roderick casually eats a bag of chips. That's just such a Roderick thing to do. At the end of the day, though, even with my recency bias, I still think this is the weakest book in the Wimpy Kid series up to this point. Or maybe it's just recency disappointment. Either way, though, it's still a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, so that means it gets a 67 out of 10. Was that funny? Am I, like, still allowed to say that?
FBI, open up!